Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's November. It's January 17th, 2018. It's snowing here in New York. Kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? I want to give a shout out to Joe. We just had our first Westchester County meetup, Flat Earth meetup, that is. And this is what I mean. It was just a couple of guys hanging out at a bar, enjoying a meal. And that's all it's about, you know. Hopefully next time when I could make an announcement because it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. But the next one we do, hopefully you'll join us in Westchester County. Welcome to school. These next few segments are going to be me combining the flat Earth with the simulation. Okay. Just because somebody believes in the simulation doesn't cancel out flat Earth. You have to combine them both because there is a reason why this is flat, and it's obvious it is. You know, everybody has proven it that it's a flat land that we live on here. I've explained to you that making a program, especially something this huge, they would have to make things flat. You couldn't do it. You couldn't make it into a 3D. Like, it's just too much of a pain in the ass. Now, there's a couple of things I do want to bring up, because while I was going through the simulation and I study flat Earth, there's a lot of common factors that equal a simulation diagram, you know, possibility, plausible possibility, I like to say. And remember, this is just all stuff that I'm putting out on the table. That's all, you know. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't make a difference. And if you just believe in the flat Earth, that's fine. But these are things for you to think about. All right. Coincidentally, the Earth is flat. Coincidentally, when a computer programmer makes a computer game, he has to make it flat. Okay? He can't even make it round. Where it gets a little confusing is then why build the ice walls? You know, why build gravity? Why build, you know, a dome? You know, why have weather? You know, they've made it look. The creator has made it look so real. I mean, we've created the planets. I mean, you know, that's their idea. If it wasn't for them, we would be thinking that we all live on a flat plane here. You know, we would have accepted this a long time ago. Now that they've confused everybody to a point where so many people are so indoctrinated, for Christ's sake, they can't even correlate that, okay, that we don't live on a planet, all right? So that's their doing. So they've confused that, those people, shall we say. It's just like we were confused too. We never knew this either. We stumbled across this, but we've accepted it and we understand it. See, now I lost my train of thought with this simulation. Okay, and so why would they create a dome? Why would they create weather? And why would they put everything around here to make it look like we live on a planet, you know, and that we're possibly flying through space, you know, and create the stars up there? And why would you even bother to do that in a simulation? And that's really mainly because, you know, you're going to try to make it as real as possible, so we accept this. You know, if most of us never stumbled across this flat Earth, we'd be just living on this planet, you know, going about our everyday lives, you know, and not trying to wake people up to the fact that everything has been a lie around it. So we wouldn't even ever known. The only way we're really going to be able to find out what's going on is to go down to the ice walls, and that's bottom line. However you get there through Antarctica, however you get there through, you know, other areas, because all you got to do is just go out straight and you'll hit the ice wall if it's surrounding us. Let me get back to what I was talking about. Now, so there are reasons why the creator has created this simulation to make it look like we actually live on a planet. You know, I want you to think about this with gravity. Okay, we all know it's not magma that's underneath us that's creating this. Most definitely, it's the air pressure up there. Now, in a simulation, why would you bother doing that? You know, I mean, we can't be flying around here, and not, it just wouldn't work. We need to be pressurized, almost, in a way. You know, and then that's where a simulation is difficult to comprehend, because everything seems so real. You know, and it is. It's all real. We're all real. You know, here. You know, I mean, it's what's beyond flat Earth is what they're hiding from us. They, I think, figured it out. Okay? There might be land. They might be hiding more land. I don't know. All right? But when you bring up a possibility, and it might not be more land, it might be the end of the simulation. It's got to end somewhere. It can't go on forever. You know, I mean, maybe that's where it ends. Maybe it ends a mile past the dome. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. If this simulation is true, that's what they're hiding from us. So, which means eventually we're going to get there. I mean, they can't secure the entire 60,000 miles of ice wall at all. I mean, it's just impossible. They can't do that. You know, so why? Why, if we live in a simulation, has this been created? That it's so real that nobody would have ever been able to figure it out until they actually saw it for their own eyes. You know, and my answer to that question is why not? Why not make this as real as possible? If you have the power, if you have the technology, if you have the programmers to do this, if there's one programmer or if there's several programmers, all right. You know, the flat Earth, of course, is in the Bible. I've said that 100 times. It says it right there. You know, it's been spelled out for us how to live. I'm kind of getting off the subject with the simulation, but you know, this is, you know, class 101. This is just a kind of, you know, take some notes, open your mind, and I'm trying to cover a lot of things in this short segment that I'm doing. You know, I mean, I told you evolution. Evolution does not exist. You know, it doesn't. You know, and why have these animals? Why are they so perfect in every way? You know, their wings, their beaks, their thinking, their thought process. You know, and why we can't communicate to them at all. And we've never been able to communicate to anything. I don't even think we've been able to communicate with dolphins yet. You know, and that's probably one of the smartest animals on mammals on the earth right now, and we can't even communicate to them because they're on a totally different level than us, you know, with language, you know. And why is that? Could that be part of the simulation? You know, let's create animals so they'll never be able to communicate with them at all in the least bit. The birds have to know something. I mean, they flock down to the south when winter comes. How do they know winter's coming? You know, just because it gets cold outside, they just automatically go down there. Is that a pre-programming that they have? You know, I've mentioned this before with the fall, the seasons here. Okay, before it became fall here, it was probably 70, 75 degrees outside. It was warm, but yet the leaves still changed. Why? How could that be possible? It seems like pre-programming to me, you know, that it's been embedded inside of everything around us around here. And that's why I can accept flat Earth and I can accept the simulation too in the process. I'm going to be covering humans, us. I'm going to be covering more into detail with animals. I'm going to be covering everything that's around us in terms of what we've built and the molecules, atoms. I'm going to be covering. And I'm also going to be covering space too. This is just an opening. And I think it's probably the best way to get into it. But I want you to think about this and, you know, feel free to leave comments. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for you know, viewing my videos. And opening your mind up that You know, just because we live on a flat Earth and you've been given this diagram of something that nobody knows about at all, that there could be other possibilities to what is around us and what the Creator created. All right, I've said a little bit of what I wanted to say, so okay.